On January 26, 2013, a 21-year-old Canadian student named Elisa Lam checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. She was bright, curious, and adventurous, traveling alone as part of a solo trip along the West Coast. Her Tumblr blog revealed her thoughts and feelings, dreams, struggles, and reflections on living with bipolar disorder. But within days of arriving at the infamous Cecil Hotel, Elisa would vanish, setting in motion one of the strangest and most haunting mysteries of the modern era. The Cecil Hotel itself already carried a dark legacy. Since its opening in 1927, it had been a backdrop to murders, suicides, and even connections to serial killers like Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. The neighborhood surrounding it, Los Angeles' Skid Row, was notorious for crime, poverty, and despair. The Cecil was a place where the vulnerable often disappeared into the shadows. Elisa Lam had no idea of the building's history when she booked her stay. On January 31st, Elisa was reported missing after failing to check out or contact her family, something completely out of character for her. The Los Angeles Police Department launched a search, and flyers with her photo were distributed throughout the city. Weeks passed with no trace of her, until investigators released a piece of evidence that shocked the world. The footage came from a security camera in one of the Cecil's elevators, recorded just before Elisa disappeared. In the video, Elisa steps into the elevator and begins pressing multiple buttons. But instead of moving, the doors remain open. She peeks outside, quickly steps back in, and hides in the corner, as though someone might be following her. Then, she steps in and out repeatedly, gesturing wildly, as if communicating with someone unseen. At one point, she appears to wave her hands in strange motions before leaving the elevator entirely. The doors finally close after she disappears from view. The video went viral. Millions of people studied her movements frame by frame. Some believed Elisa was being pursued. Others thought she was experiencing a mental health episode. Many speculated about the paranormal, especially given the hotel's dark history. The strange malfunctioning of the elevator only added to the mystery. For 19 days, no one knew what had happened to Elisa Lam. Then, on February 19th, hotel guests began complaining of low water pressure, discolored water, and a foul taste. A maintenance worker went to check the rooftop water tanks. Inside one of them, floating face down, was Elisa's body. The discovery only deepened the questions. The roof was locked and alarmed, accessible only to staff. The water tanks were difficult to reach and required climbing a ladder. The heavy lid on the tank was difficult to close from the inside. How could Elisa have gotten in by herself? The official autopsy ruled her death an accidental drowning, with bipolar disorder listed as a significant factor. Toxicology reports revealed she had taken some of her prescribed medications, but not consistently, which may have contributed to her erratic behavior. There were no signs of drugs, alcohol, or foul play. The conclusion seemed straightforward. Elisa had suffered a severe mental health episode, wandered onto the roof, and somehow entered the tank herself. But for many, this explanation didn't add up. Why had the elevator behaved so strangely in the video? Why hadn't the rooftop alarms been triggered? How did she close the tank lid? And why had it taken 19 days to find her, when police had searched the hotel extensively? Theories spread across the internet like wildfire. Some believed she had been murdered and placed in the tank by someone with access to the hotel. Others suggested she was playing a dangerous game, like the so-called elevator game, a paranormal ritual said to summon spirits. Conspiracy theorists even tied her death to a tuberculosis outbreak near Skid Row around the same time, noting the eerie coincidence that the diagnostic test was called Lem Elisa. In the end, Elisa's story is both heartbreaking and haunting. She was a young woman battling mental illness, seeking adventure, and sharing her thoughts online with startling openness. Her death was ruled accidental, But the unanswered questions, coupled with the eerie surveillance footage, transformed her case into something far larger. A modern urban legend, a symbol of mystery, and a tragic reminder of how fragile life can be. The Cecil Hotel has since been renamed, trying to distance itself from its grim past. But Elisa Lam's story endures, leaving us with an image we cannot forget. A young woman in an elevator, pressing buttons, peering into the hallway, moving as if caught between fear, confusion, and something unseen. The world may never know what truly happened in the final moments of her life.